even though I've gotten to some shit with these guys in this industry, I've never put nobody down. I've never
Right.
talked about nobody. I've always talked about myself.
Hmm.
What Erin Banks is gonna do? Is Erin Banks gonna win? Absolutely.
Damn right.
Like that's just like Lefty going and Coop. You guys are going into a rodeo. Are you going in to win? Or are you gonna be? I just want to be third.
Nah.
No.
Exactly. So you're gonna
I
be
hate winning
confident.
third.
You're gonna be confident in yourself. So the thing is, like, hell yeah, I'm about to win this shit. Like,
Right.
this is what I work my ass off for. This is why I go to the ranch. This is why I get on these horses. I ride. This is why I go to the gym. This is why I do X, Y, and Z. It's to win, not to just
Right.
say I'm present. We're not present. I'm here to make a statement.
Right.
And that was the same thing, like, walking into my first finals last year. They hadn't talked about me all year, but they were talking about all these other
Everybody
rookies,
else.
all these other guys, and I figured I could take it one of two ways. I'm either negative, poor me, I never get talked about,
Yep.
this and that, or I can use it as fuel, and I'm going to show up and whoop your ass, and
Facts.
you'll have to talk about me now.
Facts. And
Dude, Cooper last year going to the
I
NFR.
what's crazy though? I know Coop was like that when I first met Coop.
Yeah.
I just knew the demeanor. I was like, oh yeah, he a motherfucker that just do not fuck with him. Do not mess with Coop. Coop was that guy.
Yeah.
Coop was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Going into the NFR last year, I remember we were sitting right here in the kitchen. He's like, no one's talking about me. I'm like, bruh, give him, just
Give him some
wait,
time.
bruh, just wait. Yeah.
And that's even the thing with me, like my rookie year, and that was your rookie year, right, bro? Same kind of scenario. So as I'm getting ready, this is my pro debut. I'm coming into the circuit. First show was Houston Tournament of Champions, bro. Nobody knew who I was.
Mhm.
Nobody.
How old were you?
At this point, I was 30.
Mhm.
I was 30. Yeah, I was 30. 31. 31. So at the same time, I'm seeing people post. I'm seeing people do all these certain things. I'm like, oh, they have no clue what's about to come, So, but that's just my confidence, once I got on stage and I placed second at my first pro debut, which is very hard to do
Right.
as a rookie. And I did that, and all of a sudden, boom, I arrived. And it was just my rookie season was one hell of a rookie season that a rookie has never had before. I know we were kind of talking about the rundown of what I've done, but it was literally a second, third to that year's Mr. Olympia and the third place top finisher at the Mr. Olympia that year. And then it was me. Like that screamed numbers for me. And this is one thing I want to tell you is that's where I knew that was my coming out party. I knew I was here to stay.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. Like, okay, they ain't gonna talk about me. I'm gonna give them something to talk about.
Give him something to
So
talk about.
when you popped out and did what you did, that was your coming out party. And that's the thing about gradually and gradually just seeing what your hard work and your patience and your consistency. That's what is gonna take you to the next level. And now you just got to build on that.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Did a young Erin Banks know he could do what he's done yet, or how long did it take you to realize, hey, I got that dog in me. I could compete. I could win Mr. Olympia. I could win Arnold. I could win all
Because
these
you
big.
said you didn't even want to get up there, huh?
Bro, I did. I never wanted to do this sport, and this is one thing I want to tell you guys. To answer your question, Erin Banks has always been Erin Banks. Erin Banks has always been 100% confident in himself. I was a 3-sport athlete: football, basketball, ran track and field. So the football mindset always overtook any other sport. When you talk about being a dog, playing football just put that dog in me, you know what I mean? And having that mindset, which it was on a crazier path to bring that mentality into the league, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But the thing is, coming into this industry after being begged to compete for a year, because again, to kind of give you that run back of my story, I never wanted to be a bodybuilder because I never wanted to be that guy just in the mirror, or they call meatheads and all this other stuff. So didn't want to do this sport. Was personal training for some reason. One day took my shirt off in the gym, and a little lady came up to me. She was like, "You should bodybuild." I'm like, Oh hell no! Like I'm not. That is not up my lane. That is not me. So she was like, no, I think you would do really well in it. And I said, well, I'm never getting on stage in chonies. Like I got kids. At that point I just had a daughter. And like I wouldn't want my daughter to watch me get on stage in chonies, right?
Right.
But then she was like, no, fool. Here's a picture, and it was guys wearing board shorts. I said, oh, I could do that. Like, I could beat those guys. And from there, she's always seen my confidence too. But even going into my first show, this is, I kid you not. And if I'm lying, I can get this fact checked tomorrow or today in a minute. You know what I mean? So going into my first show, it was the Fresno Classic. I was 100% confident. I knew I wasn't losing. I don't care who showed up, whatever, if cuts guys came or none of that. Like I didn't care. I knew I was winning. So going into that first show, my mindset was already, I won. Let me get my trophy. Let me go to nationals. So I ended up winning the show, but I only did True Novice. True Novice doesn't get you qualified to do a national show. So of course I won my True Novice. Cool, that was whatever. So I'm out at dinner, and next thing you know, I see the promoter and the head judge at dinner as well. Me being me, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to you, and they were like, "Man, you got a really good look. You have to compete next weekend or 2 weeks in Contra Costa," which I did, and like you'll do great. And I literally looked at both of them, and I said, "I'm winning the Mr. Olympia." Swear to God. Swear to God.
And he did it.
And you did.
And I did it. And I did it the first rookie year I placed second, which was a phenomenal accomplishment for me. And I think that was one of my biggest, I feel personally, even though I didn't win it, out of all, like, bro, I think that year was like 68 to 70 guys on stage. We're talking about worldwide. Like, this is not America. It's not just America and Mexico. We talking about every country from all over around the world, Brazil, UK, you name it, they were there. So to place second at my first Olympia it hasn't happened before, even in men's physique. I think it's happened in a couple different categories, but not in men's physique. So again, I was one of those first to do that. But then to turn around that following year after placing 2nd, and when we talk about being confident and being a dog, I told everybody exactly what I was going to do. I said, okay, I'm winning it next year. Like, I'm not taking second. I'm winning it. This is what I'm going to do. And I told everybody, this is what I'm doing, and this is what's about to happen. I told the league, the IFBB, the
You're telling everybody.
I'm like, man, I'm about to be one of the greatest ambassadors for the league. I want to do this and this and that. And literally gave everybody my rundown of what I did. And 2022, Erin Banks was here. So that year, won my first Arnold Classic. 2 weeks or a week after that, there was a show called Boston Pro, which was a huge show. Placed first in that. So I'm like, okay, now we got our wheels turning.
Now you're rolling.
So next thing you know, we're getting ready for the Mr. Olympia. And mind you, I'm not a guy who's, like I said, I'm very confident. I don't get nervous. I don't get sidetracked or whatever the case may be with some of these things when it comes to these bigger shows. I felt like I've already been there. I've played in front of 60,000 people playing football. So at the end of the day, I've never gotten like, oh, I'm nervous or I can't get in front of all these people. But I've done it. So getting ready for the Mr. Olympia, you could have thought I was a veteran going into my second Olympia. Even then, my first Olympia, I was very confident as well. I thought I was going to win my first one, to be honest with you, to be completely honest. But the thing is, going into that Mr. Olympia, and man, we brought it. And again, to win the Mr. Olympia, I think that was another all-time high for me because it was, it's the biggest show in the world.
It's the biggest show in the world.
You're known worldwide. Every time I travel out of the country, there's people waiting at airports. There's people waiting at hotels. It's just a very different vibe because bodybuilding is is super big out of America.
Right.
It's all they have there. You know what I
Right.
mean? So they don't have NBA, MLB, and all that other stuff. So it's either soccer or bodybuilding. That's
Right.
it. That is
Right.
it. But no, man, it was the confidence. It came from just my dad instilling it in me as a young kid, man. So I've always had that dog mentality of, and that's in anything that I've touched. It was like, can't nobody mess with me.
Could you imagine getting on a football field with this guy? Oh,
No, I was just thinking whenever he said he played football, I was like, I thought back to my football days. You know, the Oklahoma drill, you're counting who's in line. You're like, I
don't want to
hit
go with that guy.
I'm like,
I'm
don't
not
put
going
me up
against
against
that
E.
guy.
Banks. Hell no.
way. Yeah, man, my football days were fun, and I was a headhunter. You know, I played defense. I was an outside linebacker. Then when I went to college in Northwestern Oklahoma, I played strong safety, and even in high school, I was a really good, nice quarterback. I actually got recruited to play at Michigan at one point.
Wow.
But
just an athlete.
just an
just an
athlete,
athlete.
overall, all around athlete. I play all sports. My family, I can even dive into that a little bit. I mean, my sister played professional basketball. My uncles played professional basketball. My uncle was the first guy to invent the 540 dunk.
Oh, wow.
So, we got a lot of athletes. My cousin Cornell, he played for the Rams, the Chargers, and I think the Bengals at one point too. So it's just an overall, all around like
Just a family of dogs.
Family of dogs.
That's awesome.
We've grown up very different.
Tell me a little bit about the prep to like a big show like Mr. Olympia or Pittsburgh. What's your prep look like? I know it's probably a very strict diet.
Very.
Obviously, you have a full-time trainer. Touch a little bit about
the
that.
thing is, man, and we've played around with prepping a little bit just because we still try to figure out the body. The body changes every prep. It is as crazy as it sounds. The first prep has never been the same. So it's always different. So going into like, let's say for instance the Pittsburgh Pro, which is the one I just came off that win. It was literally 12-week prep. You know, we came off the Arnold. That was an 11-week prep. So now I'm knowing, okay, I have the muscle. We're doing a little bit more cardio. My body's more in prime peak position to where I don't have to do a 16, 18, 24-week prep. I can stay in shape, and that's the key thing is staying in shape and not coming crazy off. Because I am in the off season right now, but at the end of the day, I'm still in shape. I'm in the gym. I'm still eating a diet. I'll maybe grab some candy or drink this good old 805 right here in a minute. But that's the thing is staying tight and staying ready. But it is very taxing, and that's, I would say, the hardest part about bodybuilding. There's nothing else harder than dieting.
Right. That's what MMA fighters say about the cut. It's the fight. It's the first fight.
It's brutal, and the thing is you mentally have to discipline your brain and consistently do it over and over again for it to be locked in.
Right.
Because even in the beginning when I first started this a while back, it was hard to stop because again I got kids too, so it's hard to not grab a French fry and just eat it, or grab, let me get a piece of that pancake. That's hard.
Right.
That discipline right there to be like,
That's tough,
no,
dude.
I can't do that. I can't do that. So that's the difference, and it's just the prep and then the peaking of everything. So the peaking is going to be the, what do you call it? I would say it'll be your result of what you did in the beginning. So if you look good and amazing and you start winning these shows, you know you weren't messing around in the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but there's also, like I said, it's the hardest thing to do besides, I would say, posing. But locking in on in the beginning is going to set you up for success for sure.
Is there, so obviously it's like weight classes, right? But is there like a specific weight you want to be at? Do you want to be the heaviest, or just wherever you look the best, you think, or how does that go?
For the most part, a lot of the guys, so they just put us in a weight cap. I think 2 years ago we weren't in the weight cap at all. But the thing is these guys were getting big. Like men's physique guys are looking like classic physique guys, and damn near small 212 guys. So the thing is they put the weight restriction in, and then me personally, me being a taller guy, it only benefited me. So now I can fill out my frame and cap it there. Bro, when they first put it in, I was like 12 pounds under my weight cap. Now I'm at my weight cap, but I still have like 2 or 3 pounds for wiggle room just in case. Okay, if I miss weight, this is gonna be a problem.
Right.
But no, there is a weight cap. But the thing is you either set yourself up in the beginning, or you're gonna be fighting for saunas, miles, extra cardio, X, Y, and Z, sauna beds at the end to try to make weight. And you don't want to put your body through that, especially the stress, your cortisol going spiking and all that. You don't want that going into a show, especially if you think you want to win.
Right.
So you might as well set yourself up in the beginning and cut the BS. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Have you found a certain weight you feel the best at? Is there a certain weight you're like, oh, this is it. This is what I feel the best at.
I think it was the Pittsburgh Pro, and I'm gonna tell you right now that was probably one of my best looks that I think I've presented to date. Because with the added size, the added muscle, the density of how I look on stage now versus even when I won the Mr. Olympia, it's just a totally different look. So I think that weight was 227, 228 when I weighed in, which I think that's like my sweet spot. That's my sweet spot for sure.
What about you, Coop? You got a sweet spot or what?
Yeah.
Coop over here ready to rock. Coop ready to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna bring you some board shorts. I'm gonna bring both of y'all some board shorts.
The other day he was getting on at a rodeo and the announcer said he's the biggest bull rider in the PRCA. So that's good.
Hey, that's a good thing. That means you can't be flung off that big ass bull.
Exactly. I was gonna say, you know.
But even though you gonna hit a little, it's gonna be a hard fall. That's the only thing about us being tall and lanky and bigger is those falls are even harder. So
yeah,
I was gonna say, you know, I like having you on, but usually I feel pretty jacked around these other Cowboys.
I'm feeling pretty small.
Pretty small today, huh?
I'm feeling pretty shriveled up over here.
No, that's crazy because when I first met you a couple months back, and when I saw you, I was like, oh, I like his swag. I liked everything about both of y'all because y'all different, totally different guys. And the thing is, when he started to talk, I was like, oh yeah, he got a little southern in him a little bit. He got that pep in his step. And the thing is, you were taller, and then when you got on the bull, I'm like, I had never seen no taller bull guy. I always thought like bull riders were your height.
Right. Small guys.
He my height.
Right.
Like, he up there. So yeah, I respect that about you.
While we're on the bull riding subject, I think we should talk about maybe getting you on a bull. What do you think?
Man, we get on bull today.
I'll get on a bull today.
I got him pull the Ariats out. I mean, we might bust these pants, but it don't matter for me. I told you last time I was gonna ride a bull, so I'm not gonna let you down.
You did.
If y'all got a nice bull, don't give me one of them red eye bulls where y'all trying to. We ain't doing all that. Just give me a nice bull where I can.
I'd be a nervous son of a bitch if you got on a bull. I'd be like, Mr. Olympia, getting on a fucking bull at my house.
That would be comic.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
How about the Central Valley? Just spitting out the talent nowadays.
Man, I tell everybody about this, man, and they're like, "Oh, you live in Fresno?" Well, let me tell you about good old Fresno and the city surrounding the Central Valley of Fresno. It don't matter if you're an actor, a bull rider, an athlete, someone in engineering. We got top people all around the world from Fresno.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why they would always tell me, bro, leave Fresno. Like, go to LA or Vegas for bodybuilding. It's going to blow your career up.
Nah,
absolutely
stay
not.
at home.
You know what I've done in the city of Fresno?
Right.
Everything that I've been doing, and I'm still here, very successful. So it's the Central Valley, man. It holds a really. It's just close to my heart, man. Born and raised in Fresno, so
Likewise.
You know, you can't leave home.
Oh,
man.
you can't leave home, dude. I love it here.
As much as I want to leave because it's heat, because it's hot in Fresno. That's the only thing. Yeah. It's little in the summer. It gets up there, but the thing is it's not humid hot.
Right.
So
right.
When the sun goes down, it cools down a little bit, and you can go outside and do what you do. But No, man.
It ain't Florida hot. Florida hot's it's a different hot.
That right.
Humid, miserable, sweaty.
Bro, every time I'm in Florida, I feel like I gotta take a shower like 5 times a day.
Dude, I do take a shower like
It's
5 times a day.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, but no, man, it's homegrown 559 Central Valley is probably, I think, right now for even athletics. I think we're big time on the map
For sure.
Like, I mean, we have so many athletes. I have buddies who've been in the league. Michael Kendricks, Eric Kendricks, T.J. McDonald's, Tevin McDonald. You got Xavier Worthy right now. You got Jalen McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
You had Bernard Berrien, Derek Carr, David Carr. You can. The list is insane if you really pull up the roster of guys from Fresno in the league. You got Jalen Johnson that plays for the Houston Rockets. I mean,
Have you heard of Richard Torres Jr.? He's from Tulare. He's a boxer. He's an Olympian boxer. He's a heavyweight. I'll show you.
We got Mark Castro in our
Yep,
gym,
we got Mark.
so-
I was gonna say, yeah, like, cause I'm from Utah, and then I moved out here, and just realized like the MMA fighters, the boxers, like guys like you, guys, rodeo guys,
Athletes,
even it's all here. Football guys,
a lot.
basketball.
It is a lot, and I was even talking to Cuts about it. He's like, bro, y'all got so many athletes in the pros right now. I'm like, bro, we breed them. I don't know what it is. I know. Like everybody says, like, oh, it's from the struggle. I mean, some of us I didn't grow up in the best part of Fresno. My parents had to uplift us and move us to Clovis.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated from Clovis East, but bro, these guys who go to Edison's and the Fresno Highs and where these schools are in these neighborhoods are in not the good parts of town, they come from adversity.
It's rough.
You know, so I respect every single one of them. Even my buddy Robert Golden, he played for the Steelers for 9 years. He's actually building, and I do want to give a shout out to him because he's building an environmental school for the zoo.
Sweet.
I don't know if you guys heard of Golden Charter.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he's actually building a huge school congruent with the Fresno Zoo. So
Wow.
He's doing his thing, man.
Bro, the
awesome.
Fresno Zoo's wild.
It's crazy.
It's wild. I'm not a zoo guy.
But what's crazy, it didn't used to be like that. That's new. That's all. I don't know when they did the revamp or remodel, but when they remodeled that zoo, it became an attraction again. Before it was kind of, it was run down, but I don't know who put the money into it, but they did a really good job with the safari and all that other stuff. So it's they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about faith. How much has faith helped you get to where you are today with all the ups? We were talking off camera, just the ups and downs of what you do and what we do. It really aligns. And one thing I've found personally is faith.
Man, faith is you can't do nothing without God. I wouldn't be here without God. I lean on that man every single day. I wake up and pray or read my devotional every morning. I got scriptures on me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. He's end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
He brought you in this world. He's gonna gladly grace you in his hands when you leave.
Yep.
So, you have to believe. You have to submit to him. God Almighty is that all-time mighty. So it is what it is.
Yep. He's always there for you.
There's no other way. That's the only man that's gonna sit there and listen to you. If you're crying, whatever the case may be, you just, if you lean and put your faith in that man 100%, things will happen. And I can say I kind of took a back burner, not a back burner, but pulled away my faith a little bit. This was probably after I won in 2022, and just living life, thinking I'm just
thinking you're the man
all time, and not giving my thanks and my grace and my glory to him. And bro, 2022 after I won was hectic, and again, just after the end of 2022, going into 23, going into 24, but it kind of got way better because again, I was like, what am I doing? Like, where I'm not why am I like in this space?
Mm-hmm.
And it was this one only common denominator. Wasn't going to church, wasn't reading my Bible, wasn't reading the Word, wasn't there for me. But then, you know, I mean, I got a buddy who preaches. I got two buddies who preaches actually. So I start going to church again and just start just believing and just letting him handle everything that I've gone through. I've gone through a lot in this industry. So as far as growth, I mean, he helped me grow mentally, spiritually, physically, even, you know, with just everything that I've gone through with my body and getting my body aligned with the universe and grounding myself it's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. And when I tell people, and every one of my speeches, it's always going to be God first, or do anybody believe in God? Because it's one thing that I do is 100% believe in that man above.
Yep.
Believe in that man above.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I will say, yeah, like even this year, I was having hell all winter, wasn't really getting them anywhere. I was in San Angelo, got my ankle stepped on pretty bad, almost broke it. And I remember I just got back to the RV. I've never told anybody this, but I just sat there and prayed, talked to him. You know, it was probably a good 10 minutes gone by, and I could really feel him. 2 days later, I was in Red Bluff, had to tape my ankle up. I was hurting bad, had a pretty scary one.
Oof.
Rode him, and then went on a heater. I won Springville that week, you know.
Wow.
Cracked him at Clovis, you know, got him a couple other places, one Reading, all in a row. And it was just kind of, you know, like that feeling of walking with God again.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man.
If you spend the time, one thing I've learned, if you spend the time with God and sit there and pray and do it every day too, every night, you sit there.
And this is what I want to get, if you guys are watching, like, you don't have to, he said he did it for 10 minutes. I don't know how long you do it, but it's not a thing as like there's a right way to talk to God.
No.
Like, I talk to my guy how I talk to my guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's my best friend, you know. So, and another thing, I may not sit there and talk to him for 10 minutes. It might be a 2-minute little conversation where, okay, now I'm moving, but I'm still going to come back to him regardless of where I go to bed. You know what I mean? So it's just keeping him in your thoughts. And again, keeping him on, like, just keeping that man on your shoulders, keeping him close, you know. So that's what I think.
God is good. All the time.
All the time, man. And that's the thing. Like, for me, I know when he's around because I'll start to get chills.
Yep.
Like, I don't know when you guys pray or whatever the case may be, but I know when I sit there and I'm just thinking or I'm reading and I just, for some reason, I get these chills. I'm like, why you do that? So it's like, why you do that? But that man it's a powerful man.
Very powerful.
It's crazy to me that people nowadays, like, you see a lot of people that don't believe or don't have that relationship with God, and it's crazy. Like, none of us would be here without him. There's
Absolutely.
I'm
life
just saying,
on
look
this
at
planet.
life,
Yeah,
bro. I
like,
was sitting in Hawaii 2 days ago, looking at the ocean, just thinking, you know, like, only one man could create this.
Only one.
Like,
Only one.
life is good, and then you have a kid. When you have a kid, it's different.
It's really different.
Fuck,
it
hits
different.
different when you have a
Because
kid.
now, bro, it's like I tell people, especially new fathers out there, it's like, when you have a kid, you thought you loved your girlfriend, you thought you loved your wife, you thought you loved your parents. Wait till you have a kid.
Dude.
That's a different type of love to where it don't matter what situation you're in, you're going to figure it out.
For sure.
You're going to figure it out. If your kids are in danger, you're going to figure it out.
Oh.
If somebody's trying to shoot your kid, you're going to take that bullet.
Oh, you take it.
It's
take it like that, bro.
It's a different type of love. And man, when I had my daughter and I cried for the first time, I was like, I'm finna be an emotional dad. And I'm an emotional dad, bro. I'm for sure an emotional dad. Like, and it's okay to be an emotional dad.
You're passionate, I think.
I'm very passionate.
You're very passionate. And I think
about my
that's
kids.
what's helped you get to where you are today.
Yeah,
is
for
that
sure.
The second I met you the other day when we were out at the arena, the second you got out of the car, I'm like, oh, that's a passionate dude right there. You just tell by the way you talk, but it's a great fucking trait to have.
It is. It is. And it's not that a lot of people can't get it.
Right.
You know? So, you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm born with it. But at the end of the day, you can still instill passion into somebody.
You got to be passionate. Yeah, you got to be passionate.
You can't be successful without passion. I don't think.
Well, and I think, going back to the sports aspect of it and what we do, anybody can get up and go to the gym when they feel good, or
Right.
go get on practice pools when they feel good. But the passion behind what you do and the passion behind wanting to win, I feel like gets you out of bed those days that you don't want to go to the gym, or you feel like shit.
Absolutely.
You think back on that passion, and it gets you
Yep.
back in the gym.
I don't think motivation will get me out of the bed.
No.
I mean, I don't. A lot of people like to speak on motivation, but I don't see motivation getting me out of the bed.
What gets you out of the bed?
My kids.
Yeah.
Again, having the passion behind my kids, because the thing is, it's like, who finna pay these lights?
Right.
Who finna pay? Who? How you gonna eat? How you getting
Right.
these shoes? How you getting X, Y, and Z?
Right.
Oh, you think I'm finna fail?
Right.
No way. I would never fail my kids. So I'm real passionate about my kids. So that's why I'm gonna wake up every morning.
You got two, right?
Two.
kids.
Yep, a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a different lifestyle, man.
Oh, it
it's a
changes.
different lifestyle.
You better be
man.
ready when you have them, because they
Oh, yeah.
change your life.
And they go for your pockets too.
Mm. Oh, trust me.
Shoot, forget about me, man. What are you guys up to?
Oh, dude, we've been in Mexico, so we were in
I
Mexico.
was just in Mexico too.
Oh, we're
I was in Guadalajara.
nice. We were in dirty Tijuana, bro.
Oh man.
Dirty Tijuana.
Sheesh.
But I got banged up in Nashville, Tennessee. We talked about it on the last pod.
Gotcha.
Had a horse crash into a gate or fence. Messed up my ACL, PCL, and LCL. No major tears though, which was a blessing
that's the
from God.
blessing.
So I had to take a 10-day. Went to Hawaii for 10 days. Just got back last night about
Nice.
2 a.m. Rested, and now we're doing this pod.
Hey.
But Hawaii, dude, Hawaii is, if you need to go recharge your batteries,
Hawaii is where it's at.
bro.
I forgot what hotel resort I went. Which one was it? I went to Hawaii 2 years ago, and man, looking at the ocean from my room, I'm like,
God
just
had it right,
listening to
yeah.
it, just listening to it. Not even, I mean, yes, there's people there, but listening to that water bang,
Oh, it's magical.
There's-
I
man.
always say, by the time God got to Hawaii, he had it figured out.
Oh, he figured it out.
He had it figured
He
out.
figured
He's
it
like, I'm gonna make this place just like heaven,
and man,
and he did.
it's a beautiful place to go. If you haven't visited, I would definitely recommend it.
It is.
Definitely recommend it.
It's good to go recharge the batteries, but I'll get a little stir crazy too. Like after 6 or 7 days, because
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready to get home.
Now it's like you get so out of routine. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I'm bored.
Yes.
Now I'm ready to get back to. That's
Right.
like me, because I was just gone for 2 weeks. Where was I? I don't even remember where. I've traveled so much right now. I don't even remember where I was. I think I was in Texas, and I went to Mexico, and then I was actually in. I go to Tennessee this weekend. I was in Charlotte, South Carolina, and then we went to Mexico. But I was with my girl for 2 weeks, and bro, I'm like, my schedule, my routine is so out of whack. So once you get past, I think that 5th day, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Do you like
I'm
having a routine? Like when you're home, having a routine?
Oh, absolutely. There's
Yeah.
no other way to function without a routine.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And people are like, bro, how do you do this with these kids and all this other stuff? It's like, you gotta have a routine. You
Yeah.
can't just wake up and just be in la la land.
Yep.
No, this needs to be done at this time. This is what needs to be done before I get to the gym. This is what needs to get done when I'm at the gym, and when I'm done with the gym. X, Y, and Z needs to happen. Now I need to go pick up the kids. Now we need to go to practice. Now we gotta go.
Right.
That
Do you
is-
train in the morning?
That is one
Yeah.
thing that I do love, like October, November. That's our months to get ready for the NFR. We're done rodeoing for the season. You got a goal to look forward to, but like starting usually in June, you're gone and you're on the road and you just don't really have a routine. You're driving all night, waking up. But then whenever we get home, it's like, all right, we're waking up this time. We're going to the gym. We're coming back. We're doing this. We're bucking, practice pools. We're cold plunge sauna now, dinner, and I love having that
the
routine.
Routine is can't beat a good routine, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cause bro, when I know when I'm in good routine is, I wake up at 5 a.m. I knock my cardio out. I eat my first meal. I'll either take the kids to school, or if they're with their mom, I just sit on the couch for a little bit, eat that second meal, go straight to the gym, pose after the workout, come home, eat that third meal, and I'm just chilling.
Right.
And then there's fourth, fifth meals, and and then next thing you know, I'm ready for bed at 8 p.m.
Fuck yeah.
Chilling.
And you rest hard.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
'cause you got that
I don't
routine.
play with my sleep, man. That's
Yeah.
one thing I don't play with.
Do you mess with any of the mouth tape or any of that stuff?
No, man, that's my guy Ashton Hall, man. Actually, I asked my boy. It was just so crazy. He blew up like
Dude,
overnight.
He's huge.
So, yeah, there was a group of guys in L.A. that I was around, and the thing is, he was really good friends with my buddy Fred. What they call him, Gains by Gains on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of met that group and ended up seeing him in Miami a couple months ago. And he wasn't even at the millions of followers that he's at now.
Right.
Again, the power of consistency
Mm-hmm.
and discipline. Because he was doing that before.
Right.
But then next thing you know.
Look at him,
boom,
bro.
I'm like,
He's blown up.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Snoop
man.
Dogg copied his deal the other day and did one. I'm like,
Oh, God.
I'm like, Snoop Dogg even did one. No.
Bro, for him to do the DJ Khaled thing, that kind of was like, that was cool.
Mr. Beast, he did.
He did Mr. Beast. I think
Mhm.
that was one of the biggest that he could ever do.
Huge. Mr. Beast is as big as it fucking gets.
When it comes to content and YouTube and
Yeah.
just anything in that realm of
Mhm.
things, yeah, Mr. Beast is a dog.
He
a
is.
dog.
No, he's smart. He's very smart.
Super smart. So
Interesting guy though. Mr.
yeah, I
Beast.
wouldn't know what his personality is like.
I mean, I don't know him, but just by seeing. But I mean, he's
Plenty
kicking
of
it.
money.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
No,
you can't go.
you
wrong
can't
with
hate
that.
on him,
But
but yeah.
he's done what he had to do to get to that position.
For
which,
sure.
I mean, he's a very successful content creator, businessman, entrepreneur. I mean, did you guys watch his show?
Mr. Beast is?
Yeah,
I just watched
So
his YouTube.
he had built a little TV show. You know how they used to do like, what was that? Fear Not Fear or Fear Factor?
Yeah,
Oh,
Fear
yeah.
Factor, yeah.
So he built like his own little like spot to where all these people came, and it looked like more like Squid Game type
Right.
thing. But it was crazy. I'm looking at it as a TV show. Like
Mm-hmm.
he did that.
Yeah.
And he built his own little things the way he wanted to do it. So yeah, he knows what he's doing.
No, he knows what he's
He
doing.
knows exactly what
For
he's
sure.
doing. So
For
power
sure.
to that guy, man. But
Damn right. So what's next for you? What do you got next?
Oh, man,
You
well-
said you're in off season, so you're chilling for a while.
we're in the off season. We're chilling. Me and the lady. We're gonna go. My birthday is in 2 weeks, so we're gonna go to Mexico.
Nice.
We're gonna go to Guadalajara again,
Nice.
and then from there we'll fly to Cancun. They just opened these overwater bungalows in Mexico.
Ooh.
Bro, I'm finna just chill.
Oh, bro.
Really listen to the ocean and
Oh.
just be in heaven. And that's gonna be my disconnect from bodybuilding. You know, I'm
Mhm.
still gonna train out there and stuff like that, but for me to worry about what I need to do or what I need to eat, I'm just letting it all just. If
Relax.
I eat.
Right, for sure.
You know, I'm not even worried about who's going to the Olympia, what shows are that weekend, or nothing in that nature.
Right.
Man. I just need to disconnect, like we talked about, even walking inside. You know,
Mhm.
like, what do you do to disconnect? Oh, not think about bodybuilding,
Right.
and that's a lot of guys get drug into that because they want to be a pro or they want to get to the Mr. Olympia or X, Y, and Z. They just bodybuilding. No. I'm in reality.
You gotta-
I have to live in reality, and that's the thing. I'm here with two of the best PBR guys. You know what I mean? And the thing is myself, I don't want to be considered. Oh, he's a bodybuilder. I want to be considered just Erin Banks, or this is E Banks, and he does this. He goes snowboarding. He rides horses. He does crazy things off the wall. I'm not just one dimensional.
Right.
I do fashion. I do X, Y, and Z. So I never wanted to be pinpointed as just a bodybuilder.
Bro, that's one thing. You always got the sauce on. Bro. Every time I've seen you, I'm like, oh, bro. Well, last time you were doing the Young LA stuff
Yeah.
at the ranch, I'm like, and it was dope.
Dope,
Like,
yeah,
dope
and
shit.
that blew up. Like
Yeah.
that whole line was insane for
That was
them,
cool.
so.
Super cool. No, but you always got the sauce on.
I gotta be, man. That's another passion of mine because before bodybuilding, I was a fashion stylist. So I used to
Oh.
drive back and forth to LA from Wednesday to Sunday to work with certain artists. I mean, that's where I met the EJ Kings, the Chris Browns, the Khaled's, the Safaris. I mean, I've met a lot of people in that industry, but that industry was just so fast. That's where I got disconnected with my body, and that's where I was overweight. So if you go to my page, you see that before and after. That's just when I was doing all the partying,
Right.
the fashion stylist stuff. So
Right.
I just didn't take the time for myself.
For sure.
So again, you may be at a point to where, and I love, and fashion, I love it. Like I can do it in my sleep, but the thing is, if it's gonna take away from my reality and what I need to be doing, it's not for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I could have kept being a fashion stylist, but I also would have been an out of shape person who's not really happy with his life or his physique or
For sure.
whatever the case may be. And nor would I be a Mr. Olympia.
Right.
So
That's pretty cool, Mr.
Yeah.
Olympia. Oh, that's cool, bro.
it's different.
Super
It's
cool.
different, man. To be the best in the world is it's just a real moment to where you have to really understand like you are the best in the world.
Fuck yeah. Which is
What?
hard. Which is hard
Crazy.
sometimes, though. It's hard to, like, for me, if like I win a big rodeo, let's say you win Reno, you dream about it your whole life, you
Yeah.
know, and then it happens, and it's like, it's not as cool as you think it would be.
It's not because the thing is now, as far as you win these big shows, this big rodeo, whatever the case may be, is for me. It was like, wow, like I'm number one in the world, but then now
There's always another mountain, though.
there's
You
another
see the
mountain.
next one.
But the next mountain is hard because guess what? You're on top of the mountain, but now you got every podcaster, every eye, everybody trying to point fingers, everybody trying to see what your downfall is, and that's what I said. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. In 2023, 2024 is where I kind of it was a big struggle because it went from Aaron is a Mr. Olympia to, oh, Aaron's an asshole. He's arrogant. He's cocky. He's this. He's that. You know, and people who know me, they like, no, that's just him being goofy or
Right.
funny.
That's
but
same here, bro.
that's never
Same.
that's never me. And again, this industry takes it very in a wrong way. There was even a video that blew up on Instagram because I kind of made a joke about people kept walking across my camera screen.
Uh-huh.
So Joy Swole picked it up and then blew the
Bro, that's the
narrative.
first video I ever seen of you
Right.
was that fucking clip. Yeah, because you're about ready to lift, and this guy walks across, and you just kind of, I mean, you didn't give him a dirt. I mean,
Right.
you just looked at him like, bro, you know. And that was the first fucking video. And then let's talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So that kind of fucked my damn brain up a little bit. Not really, but I'm in a sense of being here, and now everybody fucking hates me.
right,
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And I know the kind of man I am, and like I said, people who know me know what kind of man I am. It's not, I've never done anything in a negative way to cause anyone harm or be negative about that. But it was just that day they didn't say what I said. They
Right.
didn't put my caption or none of that. Bro, I said, I'm channeling my inner Spielberg. Bro, that alone should tell you I'm not serious.
I'm joking.
Like, it's a joke. And people kept walking by, I'm like, and I'm making faces now. So they took that out of context and just blew it up. And, you know, the league kind of was looking at me sideways. And, you know, I had certain people sponsors were telling me to apologize and all this other stuff. I'm like, you guys
It's a
know
joke.
me, right?
Right.
Like, that's not how it was
right.
meant to come off. But again, Joy Swold has like
Yeah.
4 million
Yeah.
followers. So,
Right.
you know, his crowd just ate it up and everybody's just like bashing me. I'm like, at the end of the day, I know. And again, that's going back to leaning on the faith is I know what kind of man I am. You're not going to take me out of character to where I'm going to do something stupid or nothing like that. I'm going to keep myself grounded to where now, let's fast forward to now, people know who I am,
Right.
you know, and people know how I hold myself and carry myself because if I would have did something stupid or just kept doing the sporadic things that people thought I was doing, yeah, that would have gave me a horrible image.
Right.
But as time went on, people kept saying, like, even then, like, I would get messages like, "Oh, don't walk in front of E Banks' camera." You know,
Oh,
just don't,
you're like,
you
"It's
know.
a
I'm like,
joke," yeah.
oh my gosh, like I can't even like. But I started to have fun with it for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, because somebody would say, "Oh, don't walk in front of my camera," and I look at the profile picture. I'm like, bro, you got to go to the gym first before you walk in front of the
Right.
camera. Like
Right.
stop it. You know, but you know, I think that was a moment to where I had to step back and reflect and be like, okay, that was your fault. Everybody didn't think it was a joke. What do you got to do differently? So, and I just went back to the drawing board and kind of just started to deliver deliver different, you know.
Right.
Speaking, even getting in debates with people online about bodybuilding or men's physique. It's like, I'm just going to deliver it a different way to where you're not going to use a clip, blow it up, make me look crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the internet for you.
I was gonna say that is one thing about the internet nowadays. They can, even if it is taken totally out of context,
Yeah.
everyone that sees that video, how they
They're gonna view you.
Yep.
So the first time someone sees you, that's how they view you,
Mhm.
and they don't even know who I am.
Right.
A lot of Joyce Swole people didn't know who I am.
No, they don't
But
know
that
you.
was the first impression of Erin Banks that they got.
Right.
You see what I mean? So, you know, I think my time as that happened and growing from it, I've turned a lot of people around from that situation, especially in the league that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, it's about the growth and recognizing and reflecting on what you should do professionally. And you know, sometimes things get taken out of context to where you either I could have folded.
Yeah.
I could have folded
Mhm.
because,
For
bro,
sure.
the amount of shit that I was getting from that.
Oh,
Because, like I
guaranteed.
said, he has 4 million followers. I could have folded. Like
Mhm.
anybody else probably would have folded because it was a lot. It was a lot to where I'm talking to girls that didn't want to talk to me. I'm talking about sponsors were like, oh, now we're on a rocky end.
Right.
So you know, it could have crumbled me.
Mhm.
And
But
and
I
that's
just didn't let it.
that's almost the hardest thing sometimes is like the reflection. And I've talked a lot about this with my traveling partner Clayton Sellers. And like when you're going through it, you got to self-reflect, and that's the hardest thing because
That's
you
the
want to lie to
hardest
yourself.
thing.
Like you,
Yeah,
you
bro.
think,
You
have
want to
I?
lie to
That's
yourself.
that's
every
so
time.
crucial. And again, being confident in who I've been all my life, that was the hardest point in my life, to look in that mirror and be like, well, Aaron, this is you.
Right.
Yeah.
This ain't nobody else but yourself. You uploaded it, they spun it, still going
Right.
back on you.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, it's you know,
But I'm
the
sure you
reflection
grew. I'm
shoes.
sure you learned and grew a lot from that situation.
absolutely.
That's
man.
the bet- that's
and
the
that's
best.
the thing. Even
Mhm.
and that's why I say it's the growth for me has been tremendous because everybody sees it now. You
Right.
know, it's not that I'm not getting talked to about it. It's all I'm hearing is you're not the same Aaron.
Right.
And that's a good thing. Like, I'm proud of myself for actually taking the time to self-reflect and mentally captivate myself and just being whole. You know, I'm at peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one thing I preach on my Instagrams a lot is, man, I just want to be at peace. I don't want to have no negativity towards no one. I don't want to look over my shoulder.
Right.
I don't want nobody to feel like I'm negative at all. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, it's been a journey, but I'm very proud of the journey that I've been riding right now, and it's been a hell of a journey.
Shit, yeah.
Hell of a journey.
Well, I think whatever you set your mind to, you're gonna accomplish. You're a
Oh,
fucking
absolutely.
dog, bro.
Absolutely.
I
man.
appreciate you coming on,
A
bro.
pleasure. A
Coop,
pleasure.
you are
My
too,
guy,
my
Coop.
man. Shit,
This right
yeah.
here is a real dog.
That's
People
a
don't
dog.
understand, man. Coop and he young.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
Hide,
thing.
hide your
Coop-
girls, hide your wives from that guy. Yeah, he'll steal her. Thanks for
This guy
joining,
right here.
everybody, and we're gonna bring. Let's do it. Let's do another one soon.
Absolutely.
I
I'm
love it.
down.
It's fun
Oh,
just
yeah.
chopping it up with you. You're
And that's
super.
the thing is just I just and we've said this before, just being around good people with good energy, man. And when I first met y'all, because he was like, bro, come out to the thing, and I'm like, I don't even know these people. But like when I saw you, I was like, no, and then he started talking. I'm like, oh, I can be around these guys.
That's
'Cause
what we
again,
thought about you,
I
too.
grew up, I grew up riding horses. So when he was like, I asked Ryan, I said, bro, I need to do a photo shoot with a horse. He's like, bro, I got a crazy idea. and then it
Done,
happened
bro.
to be at the arena, and we kind of made that happen. So that was super sick.
We
man.
about to
So,
go ride horses right now.
see ya.
Here we go. Buck 'em.